eminent personalities, a luxurious marketplace, picturesque location, and an experience to remember. A confluence that brings together renowned names from the wedding industry and their diverse cultures from all over the world. Welcome to Destination Wedding Planners Congress 2018. Before we unveil this year's saga, let's take you back in time to where the story began.
When we initiated the concept of DWP, we were doing a couple of other conventional events in the Middle East and India, where we had few planners coming and joining our events. And when we started interacting with these wedding planners, understanding more about what they do, how they do it, and how much goes into it, what kind of budgets are being spent on weddings, we were amazed with the figures we received. Because it's a huge industry, and it generates close to about $300 billion every single year. So when they are executing such luxury high-end weddings and spending this kind of budgets, ideally they want to have the right location, right partners.
And this is where DWP comes in. The idea was to give the various professionals and companies involved in the business of luxury weddings a platform to interact with each other and grow their own network and the industries through an exchange of ideas and experience. So after having traveled to various luxury destinations around the world, like Greece in its first year, Mauritius, Florence, and Thailand over the next 3 years, the DWP Congress took the wedding industry by storm with its 5th edition in Los Cabos, Mexico. Why this destination?
Los Cabos has been regarded as the most luxurious destination in Mexico. And also the infrastructure Los Cabos has, the serene beauty, and most importantly the people here, and also the destination partners, which is the Los Cabos Tourism Board, Mexico Tourism Board, the kind of support they've provided, it kind of intrigued us, okay, Los Cabos is the destination that we have to bring this activity to.
Add to that, when you choose Los Cabos for your wedding, you are choosing one of the must-visit places of 2018 according to the National Geographic magazine.
Our motto as a country is Mi casa es tu casa, my home is your home. We open our hearts and our arms to receive any visitors into Mexico, and in particular in Los Cabos. So that hospitality is a very unique characteristic. It's the only place that you have a combination of the ocean with the desert and the mountains. So it's a beach destination, but it's very different with a very particular geography. We work with professionals like wedding planners, travel agents. We're working with airlines to have more connectivity into the destination.
Since Cabo San Lucas is a city that is located at the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula, you can enjoy an uninterrupted view of the mountains and sea from anywhere in the city. So whether you're looking at tying the knot in a secluded romantic retreat or the perfect getaway for your honeymoon with your better half, Los Cabos is the place to be. The city has also hosted weddings of some of the world-renowned celebrities like Keith Richards of Rolling Stones and the Olympic swimming champion Michael Phelps.
You can find the best gastronomy. The people are very warm. Mexico are very colorful. Mexico has more than 600 wedding planners certified in destination weddings.
An event as exclusive as this has to have an exclusive attendee list, and here's how they're selected.
When it comes to the planners, we look at the kind of weddings they do. Who do they do these weddings for? Is it for celebrities? Is it for royal families? Is it for ultra high net worth individuals? What kind of budgets do they allocate? So as I said, this is about luxury weddings. So anything ranging from $100,000 to millions and millions of dollars. That's a good kind of budget which is allocated. So that's one of the main criteria based on which we select the planners. And because it's amalgamation of planners coming in from 70 countries, we want to choose the best the country has to offer. So every country we go after the best planners the destination has, and we select those planners and we get them to be a part of the activity. Similarly, even the sponsors and the partners and the suppliers we have, we ensure that these suppliers are able to cater towards the luxury wedding segment. So if they do, based on our analysis, that's when we get them to be a part of the activity.
So while in Mexico, it's only fair to gear up for the two-day event by letting your hair down at a Mexican-inspired sundowner, which was held to welcome the guests from all over the world. The vibrant colors juxtaposed with a gorgeously scenic sunset painted a beautiful picture for all the guests.
Welcome to the Paradise Los Cabos, Mexico! I'm so excited, and I only want to say salud and enjoy Los Cabos. Thank you so much.
DWP always did a great job. It's always a really great platform to meet people. I'm invited into the advisory board this year, and I feel like a small ambassador of DWP. I can pass on my experience to the newcomers, to the first-timers, and for me it's like a family.
I love being a part of DWP. I love the guests. I love the brilliance of everyone who's here. I love the passion that the planners have that are here. It is incredible that people are here from all over the world.
They are professionals, so I know that I'm coming here to get the new contacts, to get new experience, and it's going to be best from the best that I can get in this business.
I think what's so important about coming together as people in the industry, you sit, you talk, you walk away connected, you stay in touch. There's unlimited opportunities, new vendors for you that can make your clients so happy.
I'm totally inspired.
The lights are ready, cameras are rolling, and it's time to action day one of the Congress as guests start walking in here at the Los Cabos Convention Center.
I would like to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us and be a part of what is being recognized as the strongest business platform for destination wedding industry professionals around the world. I'm pleased to share that we have representatives from over 70 countries who have come together in complete harmony for this event, and we are absolutely delighted to have you all here in beautiful Los Cabos. To officially inaugurate the Congress, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Carlos Mendoza Davis, Constitutional Governor of the state of Baja California Sur. Thank you very much.
We are focused on making Los Cabos a more competitive, with better hospitality tourist destination. Thanks to the support of persons like you who trust in Los Cabos and not only visit, but also invest and trust in these privileged destinations. We're waiting for you with wide open arms, and let there many weddings to be organized.
Having been an industry leader for over half a decade, the USP of DWP lies in their pre-arranged one-to-one meetings between various industry professionals.
Events like this really help because really in anything it's about networking, and whether you're trying to garner new clients, that happens by reputation, by word of mouth, by networking. When you're planning events outside of your own country, you need to have those relationships. You need to know who you can turn on. As a Canadian doing an event in India or Dubai or South Africa, I may not know who the right florist is, the photographer, but by being part of the DWP Congress, I now have access to basically every country in the world and every planner and vendor, and it's been an incredible experience.
In a business, you think you know everything, you know it all. But every time I come in here, I'm learning something. I take something with me.
First of all, it's a global world, so this is a global platform. I think we work all around the world until now, and I think it's only natural for our brand to come here and look for new opportunities, new partners, new clients.
It's just been an eye-opener. I don't come to this part of the world, and the opportunity to come here and speak and learn from all my peers and meet new people has been really, really, really nice.
I've been following DWP on Instagram since they were in Tuscany and Phuket. So as long as I've wanted to be a wedding planner, I've wanted to attend DWP.
It's our first time in DWP. It's very interesting. We believe we are the best, probably worldwide in what we do, in catering for deluxe receptions. And we have this opportunity to meet probably the world's greatest wedding planners. So it's really interesting discussions and nurturing insights for us.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. It's so nice to see people from all around the world and hear their stories, how they're working with their clients, what they're doing. And the more you go out, the more you realize the world is really small.
Of course, for us, it's always an honor. We hosted the DWP Congress in Florence 2 years ago, and it was really a success. We love it, and we love them. And a lot of buyers came here and tell me, oh wow, it was stunning. So we love the organization and the DWP format as well.
I have been a part of the DWP from a lot of years, I think every year, and it has been an amazing experience. And I meet so many good friends, and it's good.
I never thought in my life that I would meet people from different parts of the country all at once. And you meet them, everybody's warm, everybody's friendly, everyone wants to teach you, everybody wants to hear from you. And you know what I love about it mostly? The food. The food is always nice. The hotels are always nice. The just the experience, the ambience, everything is always very nice.
The wedding industry is undoubtedly one of the largest in the world, and planning a destination wedding is no cakewalk. But the support of the right experts, vendors, and planners can turn your vision into a reality. If you're gearing up for an upcoming wedding, start your preparations by keeping these key points in mind.
If one is planning a destination wedding, for sure you need to partner up with an amazing planner that really you respect, you can relate to, someone that you can really trust.
Location and location and location. Yes, that is the most important thing. If you cannot enjoy the location, wedding is not going to be successful. You want to have a successful wedding, you have to find the right venue for your wedding.
There's detailing, there's logistics to be thought about, there's of course the organization, there's sometimes a language barrier because you have people that don't understand the language you're speaking.
As a wedding planner, I think the key for us is collaboration. I'm based in Toronto, Canada. If my client wants to have a wedding outside of Canada, it makes no sense for me to think I can do it on my own. I will not have the resources.
You really have to do a good research about all the habits, about the costumes, how the people work there, because it can be very different from where you are from the country where you live or the couple lives.
It's a combination of all the work you do in your country and bringing it into a foreign country and giving people an experience of a lifetime.
Mexico does tick all the boxes. So what makes it one of the most sought-after wedding destinations?
First, it's a huge country, so they have a lot of different kind of places where you can have a wedding or any kind of event, and they have their nature. It's very natural country, and it's a very colorful country. And the events, it's all about colors.
It's really quite a new destination for us in terms of us coming from Asia, but it's definitely something that we would really be excited to explore.
Mexico is a great destination. I've done weddings in Cabo before. First of all, the people of Mexico are fabulous because they're very hospitable and has fabulous properties, luxury properties. And so it's a very high level of service and experience that your guests can have here.
I've done quite a few weddings. Absolutely, I recommend it to all of my clients. I'll be honest with you, it's easy and comfortable and the perfect weather. You can count on anything that you're looking for. So I definitely 100%, I recommend to coming to Mexico for sure.
It's just a beautiful country with the desert landscape, with the ocean, the mountains. You have it all. It's just something that we really feel proud of, and the culture here is extremely welcoming.
Culture is very same to India. It's quite similar. Why? Because people are very close here. They like to party. They like their families who get together, and also there's a very strong party culture just like India.
Mexico has a lot to offer. The food, the people, the service, the weather, and all the facilities and the high quality hotels has been really, really amazing.
The event also saw the original Shark from the hit television series Shark Tank presenting his keynote on digitalization.
It's a fantastic platform because they're bringing people in, 600 entrepreneurs from, I believe, about 70 countries from all over the world. But they also set up the meetings for them, which is very powerful. So they kind of do it all for you. It's sort of a done-for-you marketing program where you get to meet one-on-one with many key outlets and hotels and relationships, and it's networking, but it's business at the same time, and I think that's what's powerful about it. So if you're in the wedding business, this is a great place to come and network.
Research states that Pinterest acts as a mood board for 64% brides in the world. What do the planners have to say about that?
Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, all of these social media channels are important because they give you inspiration, but really you should be very careful about wanting to copy. You don't want to have somebody else's wedding. You don't want to say, look, I love this on Instagram, do the same. I'm not going to do the same. I'm going to do better for you. But if you show me that picture, I can understand maybe a little bit where you're coming from. But find someone to execute your vision that you trust and give them that opportunity to do it, not just to copy. Artists don't copy other artists. They want to create something new. And that new is what you will take with you at the wedding. And that new is what people will remember.
So watch out for these elements that can make your wedding a memorable affair for all your guests.
First thing we do is we try to find the best angle and the best place to situate the actual events. And then the most important thing is to make sure the guests are comfortable. So as long as we have a nice clean restroom, a place to sit, an amazing dining experience, then the rest, it just kind of comes together.
You want to spend money on things that people remember. So I would say spend money on the food. Let the food, people remember the food. Spend money on entertainment. People remember that.
After your wedding is said and done, what do you want people to remember and walk away with? And I think if you start with truly like that meaning back of it, of course, every wedding has flowers, food, drinks, music. Of course, these are the elements, you know? But like then you start getting to the heart of like, what is that feeling that I want? And then make sure that all of the things that you answer and all, you know, it all ties back to your mission statement as what this wedding is about. You know, you want to go into it where you're not bickering with your future in-laws and like, you know, really sort of go, because I also find how people plan their weddings as a couple and as two families is how they will be in life together.
It's been a long day of networking and some interesting insights. Time to replace those business formals with some bespoke gowns and three-piece suits as we step into the foothills of Grand Canyon San Carlos for the gala dinner. Eyeing the flawless setting, Yahweh Garcia of Del Cabo Weddings tells us what went behind putting this together.
We implement techniques in the design of the table. Like for instance, this plate here is made on the state of Puebla, and most of the things you see on the table are handmade. And like this overlay is handmade, and it takes like 6 months. And they all represent a state and different technique of artisans in Mexico applied to the decor of this table.
Under a starry sky with a specially curated 3-course meal, guests in all their finery, and a live orchestra to keep the spirits high. It can't get better than this. It's a new day and we're here at the Cabo Azul Resort in Los Cabos, Mexico. With a view like this, beautifully appointed luxurious villas and hospitality to cherish, Cabo Azul is nothing short of a spectacle.
It's a resort with 326 rooms. We have different type from junior suite, which is the entry level, to 3-bedroom grand penthouses that, can you imagine, we're talking about 2,500 square feet. We're also very family oriented. We have a very beautiful Niños pool with waterfalls, with slide, which is also very convenient for our guests when they come here to enjoy their vacation.
And if you're looking for an ideal romantic setting like this to exchange your vows, then the resort's in-house open-air wedding chapel called El Corazon should be your pick.
We do an average of 60 to 80 weddings a year, pretty much, and it can fit up to 280 guests inside with the normal accommodation and the benches that we have now. It's 150. Well, it's just phenomenal. And if you go upstairs, we call the cielo, which is the sky, where you can do incredible cocktails and reception, enjoying the sunset overlooking the Sea of Cortez.
To ensure that the Congress consistently evolves with the changing times, the carefully curated agenda for the 2018 edition combined powerful keynotes and impactful panel discussions with an inspirational keynote session that started the day with a bang. Throughout the course of the day, celebrity panelists divulge key takeaways covering a vast spectrum of topics. Evelyn Mills from Hong Kong shares some of her ground rules.
Where I'm from in Asia, the family are very, very, very involved, and usually it's the groom's side that pays for the wedding. So then you get Auntie Lucy coming on board, and then you get Uncle Bob coming on board, and then you get the bridesmaids coming on board, and then you get the sister coming on board. So it states in my contract that the final decision maker is between the couple, and I only see the couple until the week before the wedding. That's when I meet the rest of the family. So meetings are always limited to 2 people and the 2 decision makers.
Flash mobs just like these are big this wedding season. So how do you ensure you get the main aspects of your wedding right?
It is a very, very important factor because it really decides that how much can you go, how crazy can you go, right? So depending on the budget that you have, you decide the grandeur. Sometimes you can really do smart things in lesser budget.
It's so important. So many times I get clients who say, we have no idea how much this costs. We don't really know what the budget is. Be honest and really sit and have a good conversation about how much you want to spend on something. And based on that, your wedding planner can help you understand that these are the different destinations we can go to.
I have clients who really have, they're truly some of the wealthiest people in this world. And I just as a human being, I hate waste and I really care about value and things that don't make a difference and people put money and energy into it, it makes me bonkers. And I see people say, oh, what should I do for my wedding favor? What should I do for my wedding favor? I am not a fan of favors unless it says something about you as a couple or like a really nice gesture. I know people do all these intricate little boxes and it's a lot of energy put into something that I think as an end user, the guest won't really appreciate. So again, if it's something really meaningful, something that you think your guests will also value, you should do it. You shouldn't just do it because you think you're supposed to, because so much of that could have gone into something else that can, add to the value and the experience.
The food is central on a wedding because this is the moment where people gather all together with the families or the friends and spend a long time, and that makes it very important, full of emotions. So what we do is before the wedding, we work on the menu with local chef. So it's a collaborative process with our Parisian-based chef and the local chef of the country where the wedding is going to take place. And we try to create something that reflects both the French gastronomy, which is, as you know, one of the best gastronomy in the world, and the local influences and the desires of the local customers. And then during the wedding, we send by plane our senior chef that are going to manage the preparation of the meal with the local team. So we are partnering with local hotels or catering companies, and we also bring managers of waiters, so we make sure that the service is as excellent as is the food.
We just welcome them. We go scouting together, looking at the place, and depends if they already have a design. So we just build it for them. Okay, like they just come to us. Okay, so that's the sketch, that's the drawing. It's by the millimeter. Can you just put that so we can do that? Or they rely us on like trying to be like a little bit like before in a project and maybe giving more ideas, maybe proposing some design. So it's just up to the client and to the wedding planner to decide at what point of the project they want us to come in.
I think it's one of the key factors that you can use. It can either enhance a lot or it can take down a lot. A lot of times poor lighting is takes the design down, takes the atmosphere down, and it touches everything actually. If you close the light, there's nothing. Anything you see is about the light. It starts from understanding space. First of all, I think video and lighting is the same. So we use a lot of video applications in our designs in certain ways. And I think we use, take very, very far technology, very new technology, but in a very old school way. This is something we like very much. I think one of the things that for us to make a good design and to bring a trend to it is to make things feel natural to you. So when you walk in a room, it's about feeling, right? It's about atmosphere. That's what we want to create, an experience.
I always think photography and videography is very, very important. You can have the most simple of decorations, but if it's not captured correctly or if the bride is captured in the wrong light or at the wrong angle, I think the photography, you have to have a good eye. People are very interested now in journalistic style photography, so it's not always staged portraits. So it's really, really important that the photographer can capture the moment, feel the moment, and be able to be discreet about his photography.
I feel that at times families don't spend a lot of money in photography, which is very, very important. So we spend a lot of time educating couples to spend a lot of time and effort on choosing the right photographer, and also keep a very good budget for that.
And so even celebrities are opting for intimate destination weddings away from the daily hustle and bustle of life. Remember how the famous Virushka wedding took the nation by a storm?
Tuscany is one of the most popular wedding destinations all over the world. And that's why clients and, of course, couples decide to get married in Italy because of the food, because of the culture, history, and of course because of the people that live there. You can choose a historical venue such as Siena or Florence or Pisa, I don't know, but you have also the nature, the countryside, the Chianti area, the olive oil field, the wine cellar, you have the beautiful landscape on the coast.
Switzerland is for the Indians a top of the world experience. I mean, there are many beautiful countries in Europe and also the rest of the world. For anyone who has got connection with Bollywood, they would know that Switzerland is the most premium destination and it is on top of everyone's bucket list. Switzerland is consistently beautiful, and most important of all, Switzerland has the quality and the reliability and the promise. Switzerland is the hospitality hub of the world. So definitely Switzerland has a lot of potential for Indian weddings, and Indian weddings are really picking up in Switzerland.
I love Florence, Italy. I love there so much because it's really professional, everything's luxurious, and it's such an old history of the town that you get into, and it's a beautiful country to get into. Italy is a beautiful country, but easy accommodations and just savvy and just luxurious and fun and just something like in and out. I think definitely Mexico.
Welcome back. We are at the Destination Wedding Planners Congress 2018 in Los Cabos, Mexico. And up next is a quick round of some valuable tips from the best in the industry.
I think metallic is always beautiful to use, but I do see a lot of brides using metallic, golds and silver, as well as copper even. And bright colors, they're not so muted. Brides are going very bold with color.
This year, we have had a really big trend in farm weddings, and a lot of our clients want to have their weddings on venues that are on local farms, and they can have a really delicious, incredible farm-to-table experience, as well as non-venue ranches and farms where we're taking people out onto properties which aren't a venue at all, and they're frankly a dirty place where cows and horses live, and we're just transforming them into beautiful wedding venues.
When I see olives, gold and white used to be, now it's gold they've been using so much, it's going up a little bit, now turning to like a couple of more bronzy, more color tones, and also instead of using all the white flowers, it adds more colors into it, and also instead of just flowers itself, using tons of greens and foliages and get into a little more fuller look than more modern and just like a white look.
We are going back to the classical weddings, to very glamorous weddings with black tie, very stylish and very formal also.
Well, destination weddings are big and trending. We're definitely seeing couples looking into exploring more farther regions and new destinations.
Big wedding trends this year are people want their weddings personalized. People want their weddings to be about them. People want their style to reflect in their wedding. So those are some of the things that I'm seeing in big weddings. So it's, even if the wedding is big and it's huge, people still want a bit of intimacy. They want people to come and experience things that are about them.
Well, I think it's very culture dependent and country dependent. There was a big article in our national newspaper actually just about that. And granted, it wasn't really concerning the luxury market, but they said balloons are the new florals.
I was so impressed with my bride. She wanted to surprise the groom. And she said to me, I would like to have people in the seats, and then at the end, when we say our I do's, then I want them to stand up and play instruments. So we sporadically placed out 20 people, and they began the music at the very end, and you should have seen the faces. And then all of a sudden, coming down the back of the aisle was eight performers who sang the song. The room was amazed.
Crazy thing was to do a wheel spa in the bathroom in one wedding. Another crazy was to have a circus show in a wedding.
I put the couple in in an Art Deco swimming pool in Berlin. And I put water ballet, synchronized swimmers, and a DJ. So that was really crazy at that time.
The brief was, I want everything, every dessert that exists in the world to be there on my wedding. So there was 200 guests, and we did desserts for 1,000 people.
One of the ways to personalize your wedding is to choose your songs, the way you come in, what kind of entrance are you coming in, have moments that only both of you share together. Maybe talk about times that both of you just met. Let it reflect in your decor, let it reflect in your ambience. Let it be something that maybe when guests come in, there's a memory that you have together that you want them to share. So maybe even your pre-wedding shoot that you did, let people see that part of it. Let them see, for example, maybe sometimes you have people that maybe lost a father, lost their mother, lost someone, and they want people to see that they care about them and they still remember. Let mementos of that come into the wedding.
Every couple, of course, needs a logo, need their font, their papeterie, their printing stuff. That all has to be in one line. And then this logo you can use on the giveaways, you can stitch it on the serviettes, you can put it on the cake, wherever, so that there is one line that you see. Of course, also color code. It's very important that you see the colors everywhere, that there is a whole concept.
The key thing is positioning yourself in some kind of a unique fashion.
Every bride wants to make her day extra special, and what better way to personalize all the items, the softer things at the party, with your initials and with an emblem that means something to you. It could be a flower or it could be a logo, and we love doing those types of things and making them for our brides.
For instance, I have a bride and groom who love wine. They love wine. They're getting married in Napa Valley against a vineyard backdrop. They also love food. So what they've done is we're actually creating a mandap, and we're creating it from kale flowers and grapes and grapevines everywhere. And so it's bringing it out in each, and we're actually making a ganpati of grapevine. So it's keeping the traditional root, it's keeping that Indian culture, and yet modernizing it and putting your personality and your guys' relationship personality into your mandap, into each aesthetic piece of your wedding.
Three things to keep in mind when planning a beach wedding is, of course, the weather, in terms of where the sun is. Lighting is very important, and when we're doing beach weddings, some of the artificial light, of course, is not a huge component. It's the beautiful natural beauty aesthetic of an evening. So, where is the sun facing for all of your photography issues? Of course, wind. Wind
could be a big issue. You get the wind off the ocean, and sometimes it can get quite cold and quite windy, which isn't great for pictures and for your dress blowing in the wind. And I think the third, when dealing with a beach wedding, again, vicinity to where the after function will be. If your ceremony's on the beach and then your cocktails and dinner is at a different space, you don't want your guests to be cumbersome. You want it to be a seamless experience for them. So it's nice to keep everything kind of compact.
On the beach here, when they do wedding, it's like simple but nice, like marquee, like a pergola with some voile. We are really into bamboo and wood, so I would do it the same way, but maybe with bamboo.
Probably keep in mind that it is rather windy in Cabo San Lucas, so prepare for that. I mean, you don't have to worry about rain typically, but it is windy in the evening and it becomes chilly and it is a little humid, so prepare for that for your guests. I mean, maybe give them shawls or pashminas or anything, or alert them in the invitations and save the dates that they are prepared.
Well, I'll tell you what doesn't work at the beach, and that is typically candles, real candles. We have to use LEDs, and long veils, because we don't want our beautiful brides wrapped up in their veil. The beach is such a beautiful place, especially here in Los Cabos, as you can see, that it doesn't require a whole lot. So I think keeping it simple is really the key.
An event of this stature brings the best of the wedding industry under one roof. Does this make you want to be a part of it?
I do believe that really great wedding planners are dream makers. We are sort of like fairy godmothers who sort of really know what's best for our clients and understand who they are as a family and try to curate and articulate that story, because it is a story. It's not just a wedding event, it's creating that wedding experience.
I deliver beauty and imaginations, not just delivering weddings and just typical, another weddings that you go into. So I deliver dreams to them. That's what I do.
Being an entrepreneur, it's not a one-man show. It's never a one-man show. It's all your supporters, everyone that's helped you, all my vendors. I designed it, but someone executed it. And so I can't even say it's an honor. I can't even say it's humbling. It's everything. It's each and every single one of those feelings: excitement, honor, extremely humbling, and in the highest point it can possibly be.
What I love about this industry is making everyone's dreams come true. And when my celebrities call me and ask me to do their weddings, I feel like I want to pinch myself, because no matter whose wedding I've done, each one is like the first for me.
Here are our top 5 reasons to become a wedding planner. Number 1. You are responsible for giving your clients their dream wedding by executing their vision. What could be better than this? Number 2. From recce's to implementation, beaches to palaces, you get to hunt and plan weddings in some of the best locations in the world. Number 3. If you're a people's person and get immense joy by seeing them happy, then what better job than this? Number 4. In India alone, there are more than 10 million weddings that take place in a year. You will always have the next wedding lined up before you finish one. Number 5. Giving each project its unique identity and giving it your best is a tough job. And if you want to be a wedding planner, you gotta accept the challenge. It will be worth it. A 2-day Congress came to an end, and Destination Wedding Planners Congress ensured it ended with a bang. So while we leave the guests to have a good time at this bohemian-themed farewell party, it's time for us to say adios. We'll see you again next year from another exotic location. Until then, happy wedding planning.